Legacy Wealth Management was founded out of a desire to provide the best client service experience in the financial industry. After working for years in the traditional corporate investment world, the founders of Legacy Wealth Management knew that there was a better way. With so many companies pushing their clients to call centers and increasing account minimums, they wanted to deliver a client experience second to none. They believe in education, communication, and a deep commitment to a personal relationship with each client. Call Legacy Wealth Management today or go online to lynchburglegacy.com to improve the relationship with your finances. Legacy Wealth Management Group. It's more than a plan for your money, it's a plan for your life.
Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM, you're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Talk Local to Me. This is Heather Alto with the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
And I'm Mike Norfield with Visiting Angels.
And Mike just got here 5 seconds ago, and I feel like I need to bring that up because y'all know I'm always running late. I was here a good 10 minutes early. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Just want to throw that out there.
Something, Mercury in retrograde, something.
Anyway, this is the second week I've been here before you.
I know, right?
So something's happening. I don't know what it is, but anyway. So we've got a packed show today. We've got a couple guests. We're going to chat about a couple things. Centerfest coming up. And for those of you who don't know what Bedford Centerfest is, it is our 42nd annual. Now, I'm just going to put this out here. I have not been running it for 42 years. Okay, so let's just put that out there right now. But
you could, though. You could have started when you were like 3.
Thank you for telling everybody how old I am, Mike. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, thanks. Anyway, but, I have been running it for 5 years, though, now.
Yeah.
And we have a packed, it's going to be amazing. We had a meeting this morning with all of the town officials, like Public Works, Electric Company, and the police department, and, got everything kind of squared away. So we have over 135 vendors.
Wow.
Yeah. A bunch of food trucks. We're actually going to be talking to one of the owners of one of the food trucks later this episode.
That'll be good.
And we have kids rides. So we don't have kids rides. We have kids like with the bounce houses. We have a petting zoo. We actually have an agricultural display.
Ooh.
So Liberty High School and Liberty Middle School FFA comes and puts on a whole agriculture display, which serves as our petting zoo. We have a mobile laser tag arena this year, brand new, pretty cool. Potentially some pony rides.
Okay.
Balloon Dude Travis is coming out, so he'll be twisting all your favorite balloons into shapes that I can't make. And then, of course, all the great bands. Nashville recording artist Glenn Shelton will be playing from 4 to 6. Glenn Shelton, not Blake Shelton. I know a lot of people keep thinking I'm saying Blake, but I'm not. Him and Gwen Stefani, although they may be building a house at the lake, are not going to be at Centerfest.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year. So anyway, great time. Make sure you're putting it on your calendar, September 23rd from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Lots of things for you to do, lots of family-friendly activities.
And we've got a couple of the bands from Battle of the Bands that are playing as well.
Yeah, we do. So if you came to Battle of the Bands and you really enjoyed Time Check, which was a local high school band, and then the winners of Battle of the Bands, which was Big Matt and the Time Machine, they'll both be playing at the event as well. And then Hunter Overstreet, he comes and plays for me every year. He's always our kickoff, our leadoff, musician. So he'll be playing at 10.
Very cool.
So yeah. So make sure you're coming out to that. Also, make sure you have your calendar marked for September 8th, which is the second of our Second Fridays car shows in downtown Bedford. We'll have all the cars out lining the streets again. I think we'll have more this month than we had last month. And now that people know we're doing this, we've had a lot of people contact us saying they're coming back. Big thank you to Paul Mincher with State Farm for being the sponsor of those car shows, because, what better sponsor to have than
a car insurance.
Yeah, car insurance. There you go. So if you need car insurance, make sure you contact Paul Mincher with Paul Mincher State Farm here in downtown Bedford. So
we also have the opportunity to shop at the Bedford businesses that'll be open.
Yes, all the Bedford businesses on both days, Centerfest and car show.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so great opportunities there. But make sure you've got those on your calendar. I hope everyone's gearing up for a great Labor Day. Are you doing anything fun?
No.
I'm not either.
I'm going to a Liberty football game. So somebody
okay, well, that's fun. Okay.
You know, I'm a big sports fan, so
Well,
I'll have to wear my Go Sports shirt that day.
do you really have a shirt that just says Go Sports?
Libby's supposed to make
I can't
me one.
play with
so.
you. So I absolutely love sports, but I'm a huge UVA fan. So I will be going to the UVA JMU game September 9th.
Very cool.
Very excited about that. I'm taking my youngest daughter to her first football game. So I'm making sure they all love it as much as I do.
Wahoo.
Yes, wahoo wah. So anyway, but yeah, I'm not really doing much either. I was supposed to be going to Universal Studios, but we ended up canceling that.
Okay.
Hurricane coming and then like heat and just stuff. So staying here, doing a ribbon cutting, and then I'm going to just be hanging out at the pool. So that's where y'all will find me.
Sounds fun.
But we do have two guests with us here today, and I hope you guys have some great Labor Day plans. But I have, and I'm going to do this correctly. I have Daniel Schwartz.
That's good.
All right.
Yep.
And Jeff Plonky.
Punky. Yep.
Darn it. I was so close. With Forest Direct Primary Care located in, of course, Forest. And we're going to be chatting with them a little bit about, their business and the kind of the model that you guys work with and, learn a bit more about your business. So welcome to the show.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I guess let's just, to kind of start out, just have our listeners tell them a little bit about, Forest Direct Primary Care. And then, we can kind of get into some of the different pieces to it and the things that you guys offer there.
Sure. I guess I'll lead off. I'm looking at Jeff. We're both like,
Yeah, rock, paper, scissors. Yeah.
That's right. All right. Rock, paper, scissors. Yeah. So Forest Direct Primary Care is it is a direct primary care clinic. It means that we are paid directly by our patients, not by any third-party payers. So no insurance companies, no government programs like Medicare or Medicaid, no cost-sharing plans like MediShare, Samaritan's Purse. We encourage our patients to have something for catastrophe, like one of those things, but we actually are only paid directly by our patients. And that's the whole idea of direct primary care, is take out the middleman so people can get accessible, affordable primary care nearly on demand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think that is, in this day and age, extremely important because you find so many people now can't afford health insurance, whether they're small business owners and can't afford, to give health insurance to their employees, and then, or you are that employee, or you can't afford to get health insurance on your own through the marketplace or anywhere else. So I think having that option where it kind of cuts out that middleman and is really important for people these days.
Yeah, it really drastically reduces the cost. We share with patients about some things, even things that we can't do within the four walls of our clinic. So for our monthly membership fee, what we can do within the four walls of the clinic is covered. People can come as often as they need to. In fact, just earlier today, there's a relatively new patient who made a comment about how she was already a frequent flyer within the first week. And we assured her, no, you're just fine.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly why we do what we do. But even for things that we send out, like some of our lab work, local large practices that shall remain unnamed charge about $100 to $125 for a lab test called a blood count or a CBC. Our cost is $5.
Wow.
And that's all about just taking out the middleman. The local pathology group, fantastic group of guys, will read our pathology samples for $75. If you run that through insurance, it's about $500.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because of what insurance does to their cost.
Right.
So same excellent group of board certified pathologists doing the exact same reading as for everyone else in town. You just get rid of the cost by getting rid of the middleman.
Yeah, I had to have one of those CBC. I probably still have Thingamar, or CBC. Was it CBC? Yeah, I had to have one of those done about a week ago, just to do some. Luckily, I have some health insurance, but I used to do insurance billing many moons ago, and so I know how difficult it is sometimes to even get insurances to pay.
Yes.
And then I also know for doctors, you'd have to determine, you can bill the insurance company something. They determine the allowable, they determine what they're going to pay you. And then you take that loss, because if it's not within, you have to take the cut for the difference. And I just know that's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean,
just to get paid.
Yeah, we get rid of it. I think I forget the most recent stats here, but it's something like for every primary care physician in the U.S., there's a cadre of 10 individuals needed between a front desk person and a rooming person and a nurse and then a number of coding and billing people, just to get just to get paid. Whereas we're pretty lean. We have one front desk staff person that we split. We each have our own MA/phlebotomist/nurse/housekeeper/IT specialist. You get the idea.
Right.
Yeah.
And then us.
And as we mentioned, our train loves to fly through about this time every episode. But
And if you wanted to be a train sponsor right now, we would talk about your business.
oh, that's
So,
true.
think about
$100 a
that.
month. Let us know.
Anyway,
But yeah, so I think, that also, by being able to cut that piece out, you're able to give more quality care to patients. And I know that y'all are able to, you feel like sometimes you go into a room and the doctor is just like in and out in 5 seconds
Yep.
because they're just trying to get to their next patient.
Right. So in a fee-for-service model, that makes sense because if the doctor only gets paid per patient they see, the system is incented to become a hamster wheel, right? The more patients that go through while the clinic doors are open, the more the doctor and the administrator for the clinic make, right? So if you have a different model, which is what direct primary care is, which is much more patient-centric, our appointments are 30 to 60 minutes, come in as often as you need. That is a very different feel. In fact, people
Right.
often can't believe that they'll be at appointments and they'll say, "Oh, I feel like I'm taking too much of your time," and I'm like, "No, this is the important stuff we need to get taken care of because the most important thing people need with a physician is time, right? People have all kinds of really good questions,
Right.
and really good concerns, and if they don't get answered, then patients go home. They don't take the medicine as we prescribed, or maybe
or they try to
exercise.
Google it and figure it out on
Yeah,
their own and
right.
do
And
more harm than good.
And then they read something terrifying
Right.
because any Google algorithm will
Right.
say that you have cancer, go to ED now, you may die, right? And so then they just stop the medicine, and sometimes they don't say anything to a doctor because if it's going to cost you money to go back again, right? So now imagine a scenario where you have your doctor's text number and email, and so if you have a curiosity question, you can just send it in, and they're going to get back to you within a day.
Yeah.
I am the absolute worst at Googling and like Google docking myself. So I have a daughter who suffers from severe migraines.
Sure.
And she's 11, and we finally got her into the neurologist a couple weeks ago, and they did a full blood panel workup on her and stuff. And of course, it comes through like my chart thing, so I'm reading it like I understand any of it, I don't. But it was like saying she was really high for alkaline phosphatase, something. So I Google, and they're talking about like liver failure, kidney failure, all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is happening? And I immediately I call the doctor and I leave a voicemail, and they don't call me for like 2 days, and all these 2 days I'm thinking, great, her liver's failing, I'm gonna have to give her a liver, I'm gonna have to give her a kidney, like what's happening? Ended up, I think she called me back and she's like, her bones are still growing, it has to do with bone growth. And I'm like, well, she'll be excited about that because she's tired of being short, but for me, like I'm that worst person. So I think I love having being able to sit into the room, because a lot of times too, if you don't have time to talk to the doctor, you may have questions and then you forget to ask them, and then you're doing what I did, you're calling and leaving that voicemail,
Right.
and you're not hearing from them for days, and then you're freaking out because
Your mind just races.
yes,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
So how does your model work as far as, somebody who wants to join? Like, how do they look at doing that? How do they come to you? Are y'all accepting patients now? And how does that kind of look?
Currently, I'm new to the practice. So I'm actually from Canada. So just wound up a practice up there that is a very similar model where we have what we call up there a roster. Down here, it's called a panel of patients. So they'll sign up. It's like a monthly subscription fee, which is sort of like Netflix, except you get family medicine and all that entails. So up in Canada, we had a very similar model that's been running up there for some time. It's called a family health organization, and people would roster. I decided to come down and join Dr. Schwartz here and kind of bring some of my experience down here, but also to be able to enjoy practicing medicine here and move my family down here and try a whole new adventure in life. So that's where we're at now. But so how a patient would sign up would be, they would just simply contact our office, and we would say, great, we're going to do what's called a meet and greet. So we'd, meet each other. You would, talk to me about yourself. I'd talk about what we can offer and kind of explain the model, because it's such a different model. A lot of people, suddenly like going back to the 1950s or 60s medicine, where you kind of know your doctor, you can call your doctor, you can get to know them on a one-on-one basis, and then you can spend the time you need. and without the hassle of all these insurance companies kind of like, telling you what you can and can't do, what you can order, what you can't order, and then having a very confusing system. This kind of takes that confusion out of there.
If I can interrupt, Jeff, I was just going to say part of the benefit of the meet and greet, and because some people I think automatically will think about things like condo sales or timeshare sales, right? Like,
stuff, yeah.
Oh, great. So I'm going to go to this guy's, office and, they're going to put the pressure on me. And, that's actually not at all the heart of it. It really is about transparency, because our current broken fee-for-service system is so non-transparent. I mean, I don't know, Heather, when you got the bill for that lab work, but it probably wasn't at the time of getting the lab work done. And so for us, I can tell you the CBC is $5. So before someone gets a lab test done, patients know exactly what they're going to pay, and they're done.
Mm-hmm.
So the point of the meet and greet is the same. We want people to understand what the model is about. It is so different. More and more people are doing DPC, but locally there's less than half a dozen DPC practices in the area. So it's not common. And so we really do want we want to be as transparent as we can. Here's what we can do for you. Here's what we can't do for you. And then for each patient, we ask to learn a little bit about them. Some people are going to have conditions where they're going to really need a specialist. Some people are trapped into sort of legacy visits with doctors where they just get that well woman visit once a year because the OBGYN says come back, or they get that skin check with the dermatologist once a year because, oh yeah, that's how those guys cha-ching, cha-ching, each time you come a visit. It's
right.
So if we could say, hey, we can cut some of that out for you because we're broadly trained family medicine physicians with both of us about 2 decades of experience, comfortable taking care of cradle to grave guys and gals, boy, we can really do a lot for you. And we want to be able to show people here's the value you get for that monthly membership fee.
And that actually, that's kind of one of my next unless, did I cut you off? I don't want, were you?
No, not at all. No, that's
my next question was kind of, was asking, like, you mentioned the different practice, like dermatology and, gynecology. And so do y'all do y'all have something where you're kind of a one-stop shop for all those different what are practices or specialties? That's the word, specialties.
Well, I would say yes and no. I mean, there's a reason specialists are specialists. They can, go in more in depth to something that might be uncommon or rare. But family medicine is trained in women's healthcare, pediatrics, geriatrics.
Okay.
So sort of a comprehensive. Like I would say, don't quote me on this exactly, but I would say 80-90% of someone's healthcare can happen directly with a primary care physician who's well trained.
Yeah.
Right. So they could come see you first, and then if there was some need you thought they needed to go to a specialist to be more in depth with that.
Exactly.
You could send them on. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's back to, we mentioned that we really encourage everyone to have some form of catastrophic coverage. I mean, this is one of those reasons. I mean, if you come visit us and we find out that you have a pancreatic cancer, well, you're going to need an oncologist.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No matter how talented Jeff and I are, that's beyond our training and ability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Is this the longest train in the history of trains that's ever come through here, Woody? Like, I feel like it is still going.
Well, you did advertise.
Yeah.
Gracious. Goodness.
It is. Yes, it is still out there.
I've never seen one stay like that long. Anyway, sorry, I just digressed through that, but I think
the big boom we heard was when it slowed down. So
maybe.
they wanted to hear the podcast.
So, we've talked about like a lot of great reasons to look at direct primary care. What do you guys find are one of the hesitancies people have with it? Do you get very many people that say, or do they just come over and once they hear the plan, they're more, maybe it's just the not knowing different things? Because I feel like this right here is kind of, I want to say like not the wave of the future because people have been doing it for a while, but I think the more people hear about it, you're going to see more people wanting to swap over to this type of care.
Yeah. So I guess, the first reaction I think a lot of people have is it sounds a little too good to be true.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it's not uncommon that we kind of find some new patients sort of test the water, so to speak. Like they'll call like the next day, like, hey, I have a sliver. Can I come in? Yeah, come on in. And they'll be like, really? Like today? Like in an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like, yeah, really, please. So there's a little bit of that. There, in our current American culture, we're so conditioned to, and actually it's law, you need to have some kind of insurance. It's hard for folks to wrap their brain around, I'm paying a lot of money for some insurance, and yet that really doesn't get me much, right? So especially because many Americans have a high deductible insurance. So let's say you're on the hook for the first $3,000, $5,000, $10,000.
Right.
So go back to that lab test again. January 2nd, you need that CBC done. We can certainly send that to the lab and say, we can run it through your insurance. You don't have to pay the cash lab price that we've negotiated. But the lab has a contractual agreement with your insurance company. It's probably going to be about $100. And because you owe the first $10,000, you would actually be paying $100 instead of $5.
Right.
And so it's hard for people to wrap their brain, wait, so we're going to pretend I don't have insurance and I'm just going to give you the money to give to the lab for the $5, and then it's like that's blind to the eye of my insurance. And the answer is, well, actually, yes, but in the long run, I mean, actuarially, the statistics show that you're going to win because it's very few people that use up their high deductible each year.
I guess it could be analogous if some people are in a car accident. I've heard they don't claim it because they know their premiums are going to go up, and that it's better I just fix this, and the insurance company doesn't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hadn't thought about it that way. That's a good analogy.
And so like 2 years ago, I had a high deductible with my insurance, and I go to the doctor like every couple months, and so like I'm there throughout the year, and I was excited because I was like, I think I'm going to use it all up. I like and excited like because then after that like I could go and like maybe put an extra visit in or something, and I came $50 short of meeting my deductible. And I'm like, I've been here so many times this year. Like, this is crazy. But someone in my office actually goes to a model like yours and started doing that a couple months ago. And like, he was like, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, where is the downside of this? And he was like, I went in and the doctor was able to talk to me and I didn't feel like I was rushed. And, they made sure that all my questions were answered. He left and he forgot to ask something. So he called him and was like, hey, I just wanted to know if I get an answer to this question. And the doctor is the one that answered the phone. And he's like, yeah, how can I help you? And he was like, I forgot my question. Like, because we just aren't used to that, especially, with the American healthcare system the way it is. Like, we're used to,
I think one of the, like the secret sauce to a certain degree for the, DPC being able to do that is that it's a relatively small practice size. So like I mentioned up in Canada, we have a similar model, but just because of the way that the physicians are remunerated for that roster, it's a lot sort of like there's a cap on that. That's public healthcare. They can kind of tell the doctor, here's what's going to happen with you. Yes, we like the system, but here's how you're going to get paid. So you had to have a big practice. Right. With a big practice, just the law of numbers, you can only spend so much time with each person. So this is really marrying and combining the best of both worlds, where you can have a relatively small practice, focus and take the time to get to know the patients, and then be able to do just that. And
actually get to spend enough time with them to where you actually know them. They're not just,
just a number.
Oh, I remember your face. Let me look at your chart and like, oh yeah, this is what's wrong with you. Not what's wrong with you, but these are your health issues.
3,255. Oh,
exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
So speaking of a cap, like how many patients do y'all see, or what is kind of like the number that y'all have at Forest Direct Primary Care? And then what does that look like as far as, if someone wants to, what are the payment types for those monthly?
Sure. Actually, maybe I'll just real quick. So it's, this isn't just us, but DPC has been around for a long enough time that about 600 patients per provider is the optimal, so that we can make good on that promise to say, hey, if you need to get seen most any day, we're going to be able to see you that day, right? So about 600. If I pull back the curtain on fee-for-service medicine locally, most of the family medicine physicians and some of the mid-levels, nurse practitioners and PAs, they often have a patient panel of 2,000 to 3,000, right? Wow. And with that panel, those large groups also have urgent cares. So they're highly incented to book up their physicians with follow-up patients. So when you have an acute concern, like I made the example of getting a splinter. So if you were to call into one of those guys and be like, hey, can I see my doctor? I have a splinter. They would say, well, your doctor's busy today, but go to our urgent care, right? Because then as an organization, they win both at the clinic and at the urgent care because they keep both hamster wheels going full speed. So about 600. Candidly, my practice is full. It's been full for quite a while. Crazy God story about how Dr. Ponke and I met, and that's we don't have time for it today. But anyway, so he's joined recently and has been doing meet and greets, and he's going to be starting to see patients shortly. We're doing a little bit of remodeling.
Okay.
But hopefully that helps a little bit with numbers. For pricing, we have a website, not so cleverly named forestdirectprimarycare.com. So you can't get lost trying to find it.
Right.
And all the pricing is on there. It's $85 per month for an individual. It's $145 for a couple. It's $175 for a family up to 5. Those are the high flying things that I think folks need to know.
And for me, even though the office is getting remodeled, I'm graciously able to use some of the space that Dr. Schwartz has got there to do meet and greets as we speak. Yep.
Perfect. So, talking about the office being remodeled, where is your office location at? And what's the best way for someone that's listening to get a hold of you if they want to find out more information or schedule a meet and greet so that they can kind of get on your books?
Yeah, so the website, forestdirectprimarycare.com, has our phone number, 434-616-2455. And just make a phone call and we can set up a meet and greet. We're located in the Forest Professional Park, which is off of Vista Park Drive. So if you were in Forest and taking Enterprise past the YMCA, headed up to Forest Road, we're on the other side of the railroad tracks. There's probably some jokes to be made about that. And then there's a Forest Professional Park there, and our clinic is located in that park.
Awesome.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining us today. If you're out there listening and you are looking to, find a better way to do your health care, if you don't have health care, you don't have health insurance right now, you don't have a doctor, contact them at Forest Direct Primary Care and see about coming in for one of those meet and greets. And we are going to cut to a quick commercial. And then when we come back, we have Julian with JD's Mobile Cafe. He's going to be calling in on the phone. And we're going to talk to him about the fabulous food he has to offer.
Thanks, Heather.
Are you or a loved one looking for top-notch care and support in Bedford, Virginia? Look no further than Oakwood Health and Rehab, where compassionate care meets excellence in rehabilitation. At Oakwood Health and Rehab, we understand that each individual's journey to recovery is unique. That's why we offer personalized care plans tailored to your specific needs. Our team of experienced and dedicated healthcare professionals are here to provide round-the-clock care and support, ensuring your comfort and well-being every step of the way. Our state-of-the-art facility is designed to create a warm and welcoming atmosphere, making you feel right at home. Our cozy rooms, beautiful gardens, and engaging common areas provide the perfect setting for your recovery journey. Oakwood Health and Rehab offers a wide range of rehabilitation services, including physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy, all aimed at helping you regain your independence and quality of life. Our experienced therapists work closely with you, guiding you through your tailored exercises and activities that promote health and healing. But it's not just about the physical well-being. We believe in nurturing the mind and spirit too. Our enriching recreational programs and social activities ensure that you stay engaged and connected with your fellow residents. Your comfort and satisfaction are our top priorities. That's why our caring staff takes care of everything, from medication management to delicious chef-prepared meals that cater to your dietary preferences. Discover the warmth and support of Oakwood Health and Rehab in Bedford, Virginia. Our team is here to welcome you with open arms and provide the exceptional care you deserve. So don't wait. Call us today at 540-425-7800 to schedule a tour and learn more about how Oakwood Health and Rehab can be your partner on the road to recovery. Oakwood Health and Rehab, neighbors caring for neighbors in Bedford, Virginia. We look forward to caring for you.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. So it's lunchtime. And if you are hungry, I have got somewhere that you need to go. We are going to be talking with Julian with JD's Mobile Cafe. How are you today?
I am great. How are you? Hello, all.
I'm good. So you've got me and you've got Mike with Visiting Angels here on the line with you as well, because he is our fabulous co-host. And
Mike. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Julian. How are you?
And so I'm really glad you could call in and talk with us, because I think a lot of people that are from our area have heard of the backyard. They've heard of the different mobile trucks that are there, and you are one of those. But we want to give them some more information about your food.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. My mobile truck that's stationary at the backyard is called JD's Mobile Cafe. Our theme is consisting of 6 authentic. It started out with 6 authentic sandwiches coming from different places, such as the Philly cheesesteak, the New York Reuben, the All-American Burger, the New Orleans Po' Boy, which is catfish. We have Impossible Burger, plant-based, and stick sandwich is the Virginia. My wife made it up. It's Virginia because it consists of chicken and peas. Uh, it has breaded chicken on it. It has ham on it. It has 2 cheeses on it. So that's one that we created.
That sounds good.
That sounds so. Actually, they all sound delicious. I'm gonna come over there and be like, "Hey, Julian, can you make me like a quarter of each sandwich so I can just eat one of each?" That's what I feel like.
And that you would have came to the right truck because I would do anything for a customer.
Oh, that's so awesome. So, now with how long does it take you? Because I know you're having to smoke some of that meat and stuff like that. How long does it take you to prep for the day?
Well, the 6 sandwiches that I just told you about, those are all made fresh.
Okay.
So
Fresh.
I also do baby back ribs, pulled pork barbecue, and pulled chicken barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of prep work to that. It's all done from scratch. It's usually a day's process to get those done, but they are smoked and freshly made weekly. We do homemade coleslaw to go with those, so you can get it with or without coleslaw. Everything on this particular truck, the combo comes with fries. Most of our sandwiches are $10, and with the combo with fries, it's $12. So it's a good prices for the amount of food you get. Some of it's maybe a little heavy, but for lunch, but all of it saves good, so you can save you a piece or two for later.
Or you can just go take a nap. That's what I do.
And I've had your pulled pork sandwich, and it is definitely worth all the time and effort you put into it. It's good stuff.
Yeah, thank you. The only thing I haven't said food-wise is we just recently started doing wings.
Oh, really?
At the backyard, we don't do competition. That being said, like no truck should serve what the other truck is serving, so that when you come to the backyard, you have options, but we don't compete with each other. The first year or so, they had a wing truck. The wing truck is not there anymore, so I have taken on wings. I do plain, I do an Asian wing, I do a spicy garlic, barbecue, and then I got a couple of different levels of hot wings that I do.
Do you do boneless and bone-in?
No, it's just bone-in.
Just bone-in. That's all right.
That's all right. I can handle that.
I like some good.
Might have to stop on the way back to Lynchburg.
So I know you guys are looking at being at the Centerfest Festival in September.
I was told about it. I have not connected with them yet. I just was told about that recently.
Yeah, I think I was talking with was it Kevin from the Heavenly Sandwich? Yeah. So, I know we were going to talk with him about having you guys there, and I think that would just be wonderful to have. Those sandwiches sound fabulous, and I don't know if that would be what you were, would it bring that or ribs, all that stuff. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, on my trailer that I do events with, that's more of a barbecue themed trailer. So usually that's the pulled pork, pulled chicken. And we do stuff like homemade mac and cheese, coleslaw, baked beans. We possibly could do wings for that particular festival too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds great. I do love some good homemade mac and cheese.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say that right now. And you said you make your coleslaw homemade too, which that's another plus.
Yes, man. Yeah, we make everything. Our sandwiches, we did research to where they came from, so we're pretty close to what they're doing. Well, I don't know about nowadays, but back in the day when we were starting this stuff, we was authentic to what people were doing.
So let me ask you this: what made you want to start this venture with the food truck, with the mobile trucks?
Well, sometimes things just drop in your lap. But I've been in the food industry for quite a while, probably 35 years now. So I have a passion for feeding people. The biggest the biggest thing that strayed me to, I was a chef at the Summit before I made this venture. And the biggest thing that interests me about this is being my own boss, having having the opportunity to provide jobs for family members, me and my wife being able to do something together, and just being able to brand myself, my thinking, and put my passion into feeding people. Whereas when you work for somebody else, you can do that some, but not quite to this level.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I find the most about people when I talk to them about being a small business owner themselves is being able to be their own boss. And it's great for, I guess me personally working with the CVABC, seeing small business owners such as yourself growing, and now you've gone from one truck to two trucks. And I think that's just what people need to support more are these small businesses and coming to the backyard and trying out these different food trucks because you guys put a lot of work into this.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I say, being in the industry for a long time, I'm well aware that there are lots of places to eat. It's not the easiest industry because of that fact. But if you deal with me, if you come to my truck, or if I'm at an event, or if you use me for catering, I try to separate myself with the passion part of it, because there are a lot of places to eat, but there's not a lot of passion in food in a lot of places that you go. So you'll be able to feel the love, taste the love. Your stomach will enjoy it, and the nap will be better.
Yeah, the nap will be better. I love a good food coma nap.
That's right.
So you mentioned catering. I didn't even know that you did catering. So can different businesses have you come and do you bring the truck there, or do you provide food and bring it to the business, or how does the catering piece work?
Well, we do weddings. We recently did a wedding this year. Do it through the shape and any kind of level of catering we do. Now we are available to bring the truck for catering. That's a big thing that's going on now. But we also do catering, standard old school catering, where we have shape and dishes. We have elegant things to jazz it up. When we do catering, expand food past what we do on a day-to-day basis, because of my college experiences and stuff like that. So we're kind of available across the board when it comes to catering.
That's really good to know. That's
That is
really
good
good
to
to know, because I know we get, I'm actually going to, as soon as we get off today, I'm going to send a referral to you, because I had one of my members message me yesterday and said that they were looking to have catering for like an employee lunch, and two caterers that she reached out to were already full that day, and she asked me if I had any other members that did catering. So I'm going to be sending her your info as soon as this podcast is over.
Okay, that sounds good. Can't think of the name of the place, but yeah, I would appreciate that. And like I said, even with that, we are definitely going to be competitive with prices, and we try to put our attention into what the event is. So a wedding or something like that, we try to think about what the occasion needs to people that get married, so they don't have to worry about that aspect of it.
So for those that are listening that might not know where the backyard is located at, can you kind of give us an idea of how people can find you there?
Well, the address is 1517. Most people that are from the area might remember Carl's Restaurant. It used to be there, the land where that was. If you're coming from Lakeside Drive, or you're coming from Enterprise out towards Forest, it'll be one block before you get to the Kroger Shopping Center on the left. If you're coming from Bedford, it'll be one block on the right after you pass Kroger. So it's right before or right after Kroger, about a half a block away from Kroger's. Most people know that Kroger Shopping Center in
Yep.
Ford, so it's right near there.
Yeah, and that's where our Central Virginia Business Coalition office space is right there in that shopping center. So for those of you listening that know where we are, you can go grab some food, grab me some food, and then
And
bring
drop it
it
on by.
over. Yeah, bring it over to my
Give
office.
me a call beforehand so I can be there too.
Give me some food. So, well, Julian, thank you so much for talking with us today. I think Mike has a quick question
I do.
for you.
We ask a question of everyone who comes on the podcast, and one is, how long have you been a member of the Central Virginia Business Coalition? And the second is, what do you think is the biggest benefit of being a member of the CVABC?
I've been a member since February of last year, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
With 23, so beginning of 2022. You meet such great people, sincere people, and the marketing aspect of it and the network aspect of it, you can't get it anywhere else. I went to a meeting where I was so pleasantly surprised that there was so many different people there, so many different businesses, and everybody genuinely small business to put on the table that they benefit you and your business. Unfortunately, sometimes I'm doing a lot of stuff myself, so I haven't taken full advantage of the coalition, but for those that are listening, you really should. You actually should do better than me because it's a great network thing, and you'll meet great people, and you'll also get business out of it.
Well, we've enjoyed having you as a member, and
And I'm excited to know you're doing wings now because I'll definitely have to come by and
right?
try those out. So
Yeah, please do. Please do.
And what days are you open at the backyard? I don't think I've asked you that. I want to make sure our listeners know what days you're open there.
I am open on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 12 to 8. And then Friday and Saturday from 12 to 9.
Okay.
I'm closed on Wednesday and I'm closed on Sunday. Those are for my spiritual needs. I feel like, when the grind that we in this life, not only with business, but with our personal life, we got to keep our heads to the sky. So
and it's important to take time for yourself and time for that as well. And it's good that you've got that in your schedule.
Yes. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 12 to 8, Friday, Saturday, 12 to 9.
Awesome.
That's good.
Julian, thank you so much for calling in and joining us today. For those listening, make sure you go and check out JD's Mobile Cafe at the backyard right off of Forest Road near the Kroger Shopping Center. You can't miss it if you're driving by. You'll see the whole space with all the food trucks there. But we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All right. Y'all have a great day.
You too.
Sounds good. And so for our next guest, I'd like to welcome Heather Alto from the CVABC.
Oh, well.
I freaked her out. She didn't know that was coming.
Thank you.
So
Here
Heather,
I am.
tell me, what are the benefits of being a member?
How long have I been a member?
How long have you been a member, and what are the benefits? Now, what are the benefits to being a member of the CVABC? So if someone's listening to this podcast and they want to know why they should join the CVABC, what sets it apart? We just did a Bagels and Benefits Monday. So you've got a little practice on this. So,
oh, yeah.
Go ahead and give us your commercial on CVABC and why it's important for business members to be involved and like Julian just said, take the time to actually take advantage of those benefits.
I think that we have such a wide variety of benefits. And I think you asked us what sets us apart. And I'm going to start with that because I feel like, there are lots of organizations in our area that businesses can choose to be a part of. And I say choose because,
it is a choice.
That it is a choice. I think what sets us apart is not just the benefits we offer. They're great, and I'll get into those in a minute. But I think they're people like you just heard, like Julian, like our members. And when I have a group of people that have come to an event for the first time, whether it's a networking event, whether it was like our last Bagels and Breakfast event, one of the things I get the most of are how real, how down to earth, how accommodating, how much our members make others feel comfortable being there.
Yeah.
When you show up to an event, people are walking up to you, they're shaking your hand, they're genuinely getting to know you. It is, when I say genuine, it's genuine. Businesses want to do business with people they have relationships with and they know.
Yes.
It's not, I say this all the time. Not that I'm trying to kill the business card industry, but like, it's not about business cards and how much you can pass out to people and how many business cards you get rid of a month. It is about the connections you make with the people that you are handing that business card to. So, I think that's one thing that sets us apart are those relationships and the people that are a part of our organization. That's one.
And everyone is so welcoming. And I was meeting with another member today, this morning over some coffee, and we were talking about some opportunities to work together. And we were saying how, I almost enjoy seeing other people succeed more than I enjoy my own success, because I don't necessarily, some people are going to find this hard to believe, but I don't really like the spotlight, things like that. But when I see other people succeed like that, it makes me happy to see that. And I think that's a shared feeling among a lot of people in the CVABC, and they genuinely cheer for others when they succeed.
And while I have no issue being in the spotlight, I am also the other. I am also one of those people, though, that I do care. I'm very passionate about this organization. I have a heart for small business, and I also would rather see them succeed more than anything. I think too, another difference that you'll find with the Central Virginia Business Coalition is that we are not cookie cutter. There's not, we don't do the same things that every other organization does.
Right.
That, at times you pay your membership fee, but then you're paying extra for this, you're paying extra for that. We work really hard at trying to keep our membership costs down. We are one of the most affordable organizations in our area to be a part of, with what I believe are one of the better benefit packages you can get as far as marketing. And if you're especially if you're starting out, if you're a new business and you're trying to figure out, I have a lot of people that are, you talk to them and you say, well, what are you doing to market yourself? And you hear, well, I'm just starting a business. I can't afford to market, I can't. So my answer to them is always, well, you can't afford not to market.
Right.
I have seen so many small businesses take that route where they just try the word of mouth, or they think, okay, I've had some people coming in, but then it starts to die down because they're not doing anything else to keep those people coming through their door. And then I see a business saying, well, we're closing because we didn't get enough.
Yeah, the build it and they will come only works in baseball.
That's correct.
Yes.
So, that is why I have a lot of members, and you just heard Julian say that as well, that the marketing benefits can't be beat, because we do say, utilize us as part of your marketing arm.
And especially when you look at starting a new business. So when we first started, we were fortunate. We're part of a larger corporation. So we're locally owned and operated here, but we're under the umbrella of Visiting Angels. So they provided us with a lot of marketing information and things like that. And it was still hard for us to get our name out. And it was, trying to figure out how to do billboards and how to do, all these different things that they can get kind of as a one-stop shop with the Central Virginia Business Coalition for a low fee. And you can kind of get that, get people to start to see your name up. And when they see you on a billboard, they don't really realize maybe this business just first opened. They think that you've been around a while, because billboards are, it could be hard to design them to do this. And with the billboard program that we have with the CVABC, Robert with Southeastern actually help you design the billboard and things like that. So it makes it a much easier process.
Well, here's one of the other things too. When you're first starting out in business, or when people start realizing you are there, your business is there, you're going to have every marketing rep from every different type of media knocking down your door. Someone's going to want you to get magazines. Someone's going to want you to do TV commercials. Somebody's going to want you to come do a radio slot. Somebody's going to want you to do a billboard. Somebody's going to want you to come on the podcast. Somebody's going to want you to sponsor this and sponsor that. I mean, you're going to literally...
It's only $15,000 a year. It's not a big price tag.
Right. So with us, with joining the Central Virginia Business Coalition, we give you the opportunity to kind of dabble in all of those areas, and then see what's the best fit for you and your budget. So I say that saying, yes, when you join, you get, depending on your membership, you get a free digital billboard ad where you can put that up. And then if you look at it, you've had it for a couple weeks. I just had a member that did it for 2 weeks, and now he's buying 3 months worth of slots.
There you go.
Because he got some business from it. Then you go and you talk to Robert. Robert has special fees because you're a member. So you're going to get that cheaper. Let's say you put out that magazine ad. You want to go in the Lynchburg Living magazine or Lynchburg Business magazine. You can then talk to our rep there. Well, if you're a member, you get almost 40% off of your magazine advertising because we have a special section in there. And, you're able to advertise in the magazine for, however long you decide to contract that out, but you're getting that discount too. Then let's look at television. You have Living in the Heart of Virginia, which is a segment of WSET's programming that they do.
That's who I was talking with this morning.
Yeah. So you can do a Living in the Heart of Virginia segment. And a lot of people like to have them come into their business. But through the Central Virginia Business Coalition, you get 20% off of that advertising.
That's $100.
So that's quite a bit to have them come in and take care of, showcasing your information. Then you have this fabulous podcast right here with Watts Creative Studios that we do with Talk Local to Me. Our
with
members
Dr.
get
Woody.
to, Dr. Woody. So
I heard him on a podcast yesterday referred to as Dr. Woody. I've got to know
Woody.
where that came from.
We're going to need to learn about that. But you'll get to come on this show as part of your membership and talk and let people know more about your information. And the great thing here about the podcast is we're live. People are listening. They're hearing what we're saying right here currently. But then we upload to Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. So people can go back and they can listen to it. They could be like, I was just listening to this podcast live the other day and he mentioned this, but I don't remember what he said. So let me go back and pull it back up again. So that's a constant, there. We also have just social media. We work to promote our businesses through social media blasts. We do ribbon cuttings. If you're
especially
opening
at
up,
7 a.m. on Saturdays.
absolutely not. But we do ribbon cuttings for businesses so that we can sit there and put those pictures in the paper. Speaking of paper, we have contracts with our local newspaper. So depending on your membership, the Bedford Bulletin here in the Bedford area, you get to put a free ad in that or the Forest Focus. And then the News in Advance in Lynchburg work with us to put a free ad in for new business owners. So that's just skimming some of the surface. So then we even have like newsletters, networking events. Our Coffee Talk networking event is, I say award winning for 5 years because it is. We are the hands down best networking event in our area. I say that with confidence and I say it because it's facts because we won awards for it. So we host that once a month in Lynchburg and once a month in the Roanoke-Vinton area. Those are free. I say it again, free opportunity for your organization to come out and meet and greet close to 60 to sometimes 80 business owners a month.
And if you've got the capacity in your business to where you're doing business in Lynchburg and Roanoke, or if you're a Bedford business and you could really go either way,
right?
It's great because you can go. The Coffee Talks, one's on a Thursday, one's on a Friday, so you can go to the one in Roanoke and the one in Lynchburg, and it's while there's a lot of the same people that go to both. I try to go to the one in Roanoke once a quarter. Haven't made it this quarter, but that's okay. But I try to go there once a quarter, and I can't do business in Roanoke because there's another office there. But I have an agreement with them, like, hey, I'm going just to represent the CVABC. I'm going to talk about your office while I'm here. But it's a great way, and I've actually made connections. Like I talked about at the Bagels and Benefits. They just slipped my mind. The Answer Network, and Mandy out there. We started using them. We went from a national vendor to them, and they save us about $165 a month with their service. So, and I made that connection by going to a Roanoke Coffee Talk. So, there's benefit to going to those as well. So,
well, and then that also brings me to another point, another benefit, and probably one of the biggest ones is referral options, opportunities to work with other members. We at the CVABC, if someone calls me and asks, like I mentioned earlier, someone wanted information about catering, they'll call me and say, hey, Heather, who do you have that is a CVABC member? Not just who do you know? I mean, I could give you 10 or 15 people I know that do catering, but they want to work with someone that is paying membership dues into the same organization they are, but they trust them. They know that they're, going to be responsible and good to work with. And so the amount of referrals that I hear that go between a lot of our members are just outstanding.
Right.
And, I'm constantly watching the Facebook news feeds. Like you see people in the recommendation pages that say, hey, who can you refer here? Who does this and this?
Right.
And so I'm able to go on those and tag our members. And yes, I'm just going to put it out there. We do have members that do multiple of the same category,
Right.
same thing. I will tag all of them.
Right.
So don't get your feelings hurt if you
seen
get tagged like 4 people, because people also need options. They
Right.
need to make sure they're using someone they feel comfortable with within their budget or
And
whatnot.
Within every industry, there are people who do things differently. There's different personalities, things
Right.
like that. And you just got to find the person that you're
Yeah.
comfortable with. But it's nice to know that you've got like, hey, we know that these are legitimate businesses. They are
Mhm.
not just somebody who says, oh, I do this on the side and I can help you do it. Like they're a legitimate
I
business.
hate that.
Yeah. I
That
need
is
a
one of
deck
my
built
biggest
who
pet
out there does it
peeves.
on the side.
If
I'm like,
somebody
oh,
puts my brother Bob does that and he'll come talk to you, I will promise you in a heartbeat, I have private messaged that person and told them, if you go with brother Bob, like that is the worst thing you can do.
right.
That is
Because
like
if
a
they get
huge
hurt
pet
on your
peeve.
property and they don't have the right insurance, like you're in a world of hurt. So,
Yeah.
What I love is, so yesterday actually on Facebook, there was a local business that was looking for payroll services, and another member tagged, a member of the CVABC
Yep.
tagged another member, and this wasn't on CVABC Facebook. This was just on the recommendation page, and people were able to back that referral up and say, "Yeah, we use them. They're fantastic. They'll do exactly what you need. It's a great fit."
And actually, to that, I'll tell you. So the guy put that, and then another person. So not the person that put the post, right? There was another guy in that post that asked her if she was a full bookkeeping, firm,
Yeah.
like if she did it all. And I put on there under that because she hadn't messaged back yet. I wrote back to him and I said, yes, she does. She's a full bookkeeper. I said, she's wonderful. She handles my books. She does a great job. I saw her an hour later. She already had a meeting with him.
Fantastic.
Scheduled on the books. So like that's how it works, people.
Yeah.
That is how it, I hear people go, oh, I'm a member of this organization already, or I'm a member of this, or I'm a member of 5 of them. I don't know. There's, there's a lot. So that's great. But sometimes you need to look at multiple things because there are differences. They
I'm
do
part of
different things. They do
several networking and groups
Heck,
like that.
I
So,
go to networking stuff with other groups because you get different benefits, you meet different people, and sometimes like if you can afford it, and let's talk about affordability again. We are extremely affordable. One thing that I do, another thing I think that sets us apart is the opportunity to pay monthly or quarterly for our membership fees. So a membership can be as little as $18.67 a month. That's your Netflix, account basically right there.
it's cheaper than
It's
Netflix
cheaper
right
than
now.
Netflix, actually. And that gives you all that marketing. I mean, it gives you all those opportunities to be a part of something that can help you grow.
And there's even more opportunities with the CVABC because, like, I'm a Visiting Angels is a sponsor. We became a sponsor a month after we joined.
That's right.
And a delegate and whatever else. But so with the sponsorship opportunities too, you get your logo put up at different events and things like that. And you can do, so the sponsorships start at $500. There is a premium marketing thing for like $150. And then, and your membership is included with that sponsorship. You can do that sponsorship for less than $55 a month.
That's correct.
Which, if you're an established business and you're like, I just need to get my name out there a little bit more, that's a great way to start. And those sponsorships go from $500 all the way up to $10,000. So, very happy that Woody just signed up for $10,000 sponsorship.
Yeah,
I
he
signed
did.
his name.
I thought that was,
Now that he's a
The
doctor.
live feed had just ended.
Now that he's Dr. Woody.
yeah,
So-
right.
But no, it's great. And we even have opportunities on the podcast where you can sponsor as well. You can be a show sponsor and you can have your ad read, either in the middle or at the beginning, like we did on this show for both Legacy Wealth Management and Oakwood Health and Rehab. There's you can actually, we'll rename the studio for our show for you. So instead of coming from Watts Creative Studios, it could be from insert your business name here. So,
right.
and even a train sponsor, we laugh every time the train comes through, but if we get the 3 trains come through, we would be mentioning your names 3 times. You could even be a train sponsor so that we can kind of have an opportunity to talk about another business.
Yeah. If you listen, think about how many times you hear this train come through.
Today,
And
we
there's
would have-
no way they would miss it.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's no way. Like, there's literally a train horn to announce your ad.
Yeah.
So, and those are easy to do. We can either read them. You can actually have them. If you've got a pre-recorded ad you want to give us, we can do that. Or you can have Heather read your ad, or, if you really want it to be good, I can read your ad. Or if you want it to be really good, you could have Woody read your ad. So,
Or Grover. Can we get
or
Grover?
Grover, yeah.
Yeah, Grover. He'll read it.
I need Grover.
I want an ad with Grover.
Me
reading it,
too.
just for the fun of
He'll-
Grover reading it. But
Yeah,
So yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
a lot of good things for the CVABC.
A lot.
And, you know, it's you can go to cvabc.org and learn more about that.
and you can join right from the website. We have a join tab there, so cvabc.org/join. And
the website's
simple.
getting some construction over there. We've got some new got a new directory that's you can get to and
That's
things
correct.
like that. That's a great resource as well, so that you don't have to call Heather and say, "Hey, what's this business?" You can go on Sunday morning at 7 a.m. and instead of texting her and trying to find out, you can
Mhm.
go on there and see what businesses that you could work with or even collaborate with.
Thank you guys for tuning in today. I hope that you have a great Labor Day weekend. And if you have a chance, come out Saturday at 10 a.m. to Woods Goods Mercantile off of 460 in Bedford. We're going to be doing her grand opening and ribbon cutting.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
All right. And don't forget, you can go to cvabc.org to get more information about membership or upcoming events. And, it's a great resource. Don't forget about Centerfest and the car shows.
Oh, and our upcoming community giving fair, which is
Oh.
going to be happening September the 29th. That is going to be in, right now we're going to be hosting one in Lynchburg at the Legacy Auditorium. It is a nonprofit vendor showcase. And so I really encourage you, if you're out there listening, to come to that event because you get the opportunity to meet and greet lots of local nonprofits. You get to learn more about them. For nonprofits, if you're listening, you get to have a free booth at that event. And it's part of our coffee talk. So you have the opportunity to listen to
And-
80 some people that come out.
Yeah, and that's open to the public, 1972 English Tavern Road. I hope you'll join us there. For more information, cvabc.org.